Hey friends, this is Pastor Richard. So thankful that we can live in Saudi Arabia. When we talk about the beautiful reality of God becoming man, sometimes there are questions about how could that actually happen. I think that the how question is probably the wrong question in the sense that it's an easy answer. If God wants to do something, He can do it. If God wanted to become a man or take on the form of a man, He could do it. And as shocking and as maybe even disgusting as that might sound, why would God become a man that had to sleep and be tired and use the toilet? There are some very legitimate questions about that. The question isn't actually how, because the answer to that is He has all power. He can do whatever He wants. The real question is why? Why did God become a man? And that's the really important question, because at the heart of it, the answer is love. Let me illustrate it this way. Here in Saudi, in the cities, we have wonderful flowing water in our pipes and in our bathrooms, and toilets are inside the houses. But out in the village or out in simpler towns, if you remember visiting your grandfather or grandmother in the old days, there was an outside toilet which was just a hole dug into the ground. And let's say you went to use that toilet and you had a little pen or something that fell down into that waste and that ugly, dirty stuff. You probably wouldn't jump down in to rescue a pen, because you can replace a pen. It doesn't mean that much to you. Or maybe you had an old Nokia phone, those simple phones that had the little flashlight. If that fell in, you might miss the phone, but you can replace that. It's not that valuable. But let's say you went to visit your family and you were newly married and you had a little baby boy or baby girl. And by an accident, your precious beloved child fell down into that muck and dirtiness and all that disgusting stuff. You wouldn't hesitate. You would jump down in that filth and into that dirt. Why? Because you loved your child and you wanted to save him. That's what God did. You see, you and I are sinners, helpless to stop sinning, have no power to stop sinning, and we fell down into the muck and mire of sin, and we're drowning in that waste and drowning in that filth. And God so loved the world, God so loved you and me, that He jumped down into the toilet pit of earth. He jumped down into all the muck and mire of being a human. Why? Because He loved us. So He could save us. So the real question is not how did God become man, but why? And the answer is love. And God did this incredible, beautiful, and terrible thing because He loved you. And there is no other way that you could be saved other than God becoming man and rescuing us from sin. And that's why we love Jesus. Jesus is the God who became man, who jumped down into the filth of earth and life as we know it in order to save us.